Welcome back to ESPN's coverage of Major League Baseball's Division Series presented by Budweiser. The Cardinals lead in the bottom of the 7th inning here of Game 1 of this NLDS over the Padres 5-1. Too much Chris Carpenter, too much Albert Pujols so far. And so can the Padres construct a comeback here in the last few innings? Our friends at Fox bring you the Tigers and Yankees Game 1 from Yankee Stadium at 8 tonight. Then all 3 games tomorrow here on ESPN. Rick Sutcliffe, Dave O'Brien will be on the Athletics Twins call. Dodgers Mets at 4 o'clock Eastern to start that series. And the Tigers and the Yankees will have Game 2 on ESPN tomorrow night with John and Joe. And all 3 games tomorrow on ESPN. Well, an ace is an ace, but let's go to the Cardinals' big picture. They came in, if you will, the worst record, the 8th seed, if that's possible. Yeah. The team playing the worst baseball, Oral. 11 games below 500 since the last week of July. But you start, there's 24 teams sitting, there's 8 teams playing, you're all 0-0. You got Albert Pujols, you got Chris Carpenter, you got a full lineup. The Cardinals are a different team.
They are, and you always have a chance when you've got Cy Young on the mound that can be there twice, like Johan Santana in Minnesota, but he lost. Carpenter's on top right now, and then Albert Pujols in the middle of the lineup always can bring you some offense.
And I know that, you know, what happened 10 years ago when obviously it's only La Russa and Bochy then, but last year, you know, these Padres lost 3 in a row to St. Louis. It's really Chris Carpenter, but they're scratching their head a little bit, even though they hit him well last week.
Yeah, they did, and they came back against him and hit him well. And, you know, the Padres have a lot of confidence. They came into this saying, we battled against the Dodgers and the Phillies to get into this. We are battle-tested. We're ready to go. I know we're facing Carpenter, but you know what? We're down 5-1. I think this team has a lot of resilience. They'll stay with it.
Mike Piazza will try to get the Padres started here in the shadows at the plate against Chris Carpenter. New left fielder is So Taguchi. Goes in defensively, as is Tony La Russa's habit for the heavier hitting Chris Duncan. So Taguchi in left. Piazza, Branyan, Cameron. And we go back after Piazza's at bat. I want to show you the shadows that Taguchi and Roberts are facing in left field. In addition to the shadows across the left side of the infield and at the plate. Scott Rowland out of the shadows into the sun to Pujols. And there is one out Branyan coming up. So you look out and left, and it reminds me of one of the great quotes of all time from one of the greatest quotesters of all time, Yogi Berra. There was a time when he played some left field for the Yankees. He, of course, a Hall of Fame catcher. All those shadows at the big facade at the old Yankee Stadium. And he said on playing out there, he goes in October, boy, it gets laid out here early. And you know what he means.
Exactly.
Saw Yogi last week looking spry in Joe Torre's office. I'm sure he'll be at the stadium tonight, or certainly watching, that's for sure. So one out here, and Russell Branyan up.
You know, Boomer, and thinking about the game on Thursday here in these shadows puts a premium on starting pitching, because offense might be rare at the end of the game. So if your starter can get off to a good start,
yep,
your bullpen has an easier time to finish it off. And you see a starting pitcher right there who has had quite a day.
Well, again, we repeat something we said earlier. 32 starts this year for Carpenter as Branyan swings through. 27 of them 6 or more innings, so he's already done that here. 21 of them 7 or more innings. So the last 2 starts in which you gave up 21 hits and 12 runs and 15 innings pitch, forget about it.
And on an extra day's rest here today. So anybody who said he was getting tired, you know, the last 2 starts were not only for the Cardinals and trying to get them into the playoffs, but for himself as far as Ryan Wynn. Cy Young against Trevor Hoffman, Brandon Webb, Arizona.
To right center field, Edmonds diving, can't get it. And Branyan will head to third with a triple, and Jimmy Edmonds may be hurting again. Although I don't care, that was a long way to go. And I don't know if the foot was the issue. I mean, that just was hit with all that room out there, Oral, in right center field.
Well, low breaking ball still sharp, but Russell Brandon, a great low ball hitter. I don't know about the decision when you're up 5-1 and you need Jimmy Edmonds to play the rest of October if you're the Cardinals and moving on. Give them a double here. You've got your Cy Young Award candidate on the mound. Jimmy with a great effort. It's hard to shut that passion down and think possible clearly and long term right now. But the Padres with 1 out, another spark.
Well, let me ask you something else. So there's a shadow over the plate. Doesn't that cause a center fielder a split second or a second and a half?
Well, for sure. We know the foot is injured slightly, so the speed is down. We saw him limping after the sac fly to center. After that collision with the ground on that dive, and possibly because of the shadows at home plate, a late jump. But Jimmy is known for making a spectacular catch and the diving catch.
Josh Kinney throwing in the St. Louis bullpen. Mike Cameron up. 5-1 the Cardinals. Good block, Molina. The Padres just with 1 run and 5 hits off of Chris Carpenter. The Cardinals 5 runs, 11 hits off of Jake Peavy. CNS has come on to retire all the batters he's faced. And so now you see the action there is Kinney, who we talked about, and Tyler Johnson, who was, as the Cardinals rumbled and bumbled and stumbled down the stretch, was one of the 2 pitchers to win a couple of games.
Yeah, he has come through in a big way, the young fellow. You can tell they're always young. Look at the number 61.
It's either a guard on a football team or a young reliever. Meanwhile, 2-1 to Cameron. Can he just get a little blooper to get it 5-2 and then see what happens from there? Mike 0 for 2.
Well, the last time Chris Carpenter faced San Diego in the regular season was 2 starts ago. Gave up 5 runs in the 7th inning.
Block again, Molina. Cameron on. So runners at the corners with 1 out. Jeff Blum up. Dave Duncan on the phone. Are they ready? That's what he's asking.
Well, if they're not ready, there'll be a little stall if Tony La Russa wants to make a change. Either Molina or Roland or someone will come in and talk, but Tony's going to do it himself.
And he's making the change. He's seen enough. So the young left-hander Tyler Johnson comes on for Chris Carpenter, who pitched a gem. Back in San Diego, kudos to Chris Carpenter, who has pitched the Cardinals in position to win Game 1, if his bullpen will pick him up. 5-1, 1 out, runners at the corners. He is gone in favor of lefty Tyler Johnson. Johnson, in the last 10 days, the Cardinals have won 3 games. He has 2 of the wins. Of course, a win is not what he is after at this point. Josh Bard, the pinch hitter, just got hit. So Bard, a backup catcher, came over in a trade for Mirabelli from Boston. He pinch hit for Blum, and he is quickly aboard.
Well, Tyler Johnson has an outstanding tailing fastball, a great breaking ball, but this one he overthrows his first pitch here in the postseason. Hits Bard in the back right leg with a breaking ball, overthrown and pulled. We didn't see any of those in warm-up, so a little different when the hitter steps in the box.
And now another pinch hitter, because this is where CNS was in the double switch of the 8-hole. Mark Bellhorn. He walks, he strikes out a lot, and he has some power. Dave Duncan to the mound, the pitching coach. Tyler Johnson, Missouri native, Columbia, Missouri, 6 foot 280 pounds. He was born in Colombia, but went to a high school in California. As we said, one of the games that he won in the last week and a half was the Pujols game against San Diego. But now he and the Cards in a pickle despite the big lead. Tyler is, I'm sorry, go ahead, 25 years of age.
Dave Duncan just on the mound out there to settle down the young fella. You go from hitting a batter to having bases loaded, 1 out. Not the easiest situation if you're new to the playoff atmosphere.
So bases loaded now. Branyan, Cameron, Bard aboard Mark Bellhorn. Swings and misses. And actually, as odd as it is, the ball now is going from the sun through a little bit of a shadow back into the sun.
It's actually going to help the hitter a little bit because there's more light consistently between the pitcher and the hitter. It's not so large of a shadow area.
In there for a strike. Kind of whirly birds from out to in.
Well, 3 breaking balls, 1 hit batter and 2 more that get you to an 0-2 count.
Branyan, Mike Cameron at second, Josh Bard at first. Bellhorn the pinch hitter in the 7th. Tried the same thing, but started a little farther out. 1-2. .90 strikeouts Bellhorn and 253 at bats this year. Barely stays alive.
Well, Tyler Johnson is definitely getting the release point on his breaking ball. All 5 pitches he's thrown since he's come in have been curveballs. Chris Carpenter just anxiously pacing.
Now he did his job. Like we said, Bellhorn strikes out a lot. Big strikeout, 2 outs.
Well, 6 breaking balls in a row. Trying to go low and in. He gets it there just barely. Some enthusiasm from the bench, still into it.
And now Todd Walker came into the game in a double switch. 6th inning, he grounded to second his first time up. Whirly bird away from the left-handed hitting Walker. Ball 1. Dave Roberts, who's been the hitting star for San Diego, on deck.
Todd Walker's only hitting 167 off of left-handers.
Two and 0. Here's Dave. Always the dirt on the helmet, the dirt on the jersey. Molina going out to talk with the youngster Tyler Johnson.
Well, I'm sure Yadier Molina and Chris Carpenter are thinking just throw strikes. You're facing a guy who's hitting only 167 off of lefties, only had 18 at bats off left-handers this year with 3 walks.
The Padre numbers for him. The swinging, diving is Belliard. What a big play halfway to right field. The Padres strand 3, 5-1 St. Louis.